what is happening? Today we're going to talk about credit hacks and kind of roping you in a little bit because it's not going to be your standard, oh, here's so many hacks that you can do and this is the easy way and the shortcut that'll get you to from point A to point B. Guys, there is no shortcut to repairing your credit, to getting your credit score where it needs to be. There is no shortcut. There are orders of steps to get there, but it takes due diligence, it takes time, it takes intention, it takes education to get you there. And so these hacks will give you a little bit of a view or a peer into the credit world and the things that you can do, that you can begin to do to start really getting your credit score in alignment. Because guys, don't you want to be in a position to be able to get a credit card, to buy a house, to finance a car? I come across so many people that are so disappointed when I pull their credit. You know, they wanted to buy a house, they anticipated to buy a house, and we pull their credit and their credit score is not close to where they need it to be. A lot of them are completely disconnected from where their credit score is, disconnected from what's on their credit bureau. Hack number one, if I can call it that, is have the right mindset, have the right patience mindset, and understand that you have to get educated. First education you need to have is sign up for a service like Identity IQ or one of the paid services, Experian.com, where you can actually get all three bureaus and you can actually print them out and look at them side by side. You can be able to see all the trade lines. Trade lines meaning if you have a Citibank credit card, that's a trade line. Let's say you got PennyMac as your mortgage, that's a trade line. And you can see your pay history on all three bureaus when that account was open. You can view all of your personal information, all of the addresses that are associated with your social security number, all the jobs you've ever worked, all of that data is there. We want to begin to start identifying what's the data and what data can we begin to start cleaning up to put us in favor of getting some of these things addressed. But it begins with education, it begins with mindset, it begins with knowing where you're at and not being caught off guard. Knowing that there's a agency called the CFPB or the Consumer Financial Protection Act that allows you to dispute things on your credit. It allows you to dispute things with the creditor. And believe it or not, you will get a response from the creditor. I had a client that actually did a dispute on the CFPB with a collection agency and they got a response back, which was a favorable response. This organization will help you put a little bit of execution or an enforcement behind just sending those silly dispute letters to the credit reporting agencies like the free services will tell you to do, like Sesame Credit and the other free service, Credit Karma, dispute. All of those things is all you're doing is disputing, they're validating and bringing it back. Guys, we have to begin to enforce these companies to begin to really dig in to see the accuracy of these accounts. Getting familiar with the Fair Credit Reporting Act, getting familiar with the Fair Debt Collections Procedure Act. All of these acts are there for your protection as a consumer. Guys, we have to begin to educate ourselves and understand where this is. We want somebody to do it for us. We want to hire this company to do it. We want all the heavy lifting done. What is more important than you being empowered to take a second, print off the Fair Credit Reporting Act and read through it at your leisure? It's a 117-page PDF. You can begin to understand what is in place to protect you. The Privacy Act, 1974 Privacy Act, what was put into place to protect you as a consumer so that you can begin to enforce these things on your credit. Because guys, it's not just as simple as you disputing and it coming back, coming back. I see so many people that are just disputing their debts, whether they're guilty of not paying or not, they're just disputing everything. And a lot of that has to come with people just not guiding you properly. So it's vitally important that you get the right mindset, get the right education, educate yourself. It doesn't require you to become, a full-time credit repair person. It doesn't require you to become a full-time, all I gotta do is know credit. Take a little bit of time every day and learn about your credit because your credit is metaphorically like a report card for your finances. How do you handle your finances? How do you pay your bills? Guys, when you get a credit card, you charge on that credit card, then you make a payment. The credit reporting agencies will reward you with a score in the algorithm, 35% of it being based on on-time payments. So a lot of weight's gonna go on an on-time payment. Let's say your credit utilization is very low. Another percentage will go towards that as well in the positive manner. And then if the account's been open for a long time, so they begin to reward you. And this person borrow money and pay it back responsibly. If they can, we'll give them an A. If they can't, or they do it here and there, we'll give them a C. And that's how it is, guys. And here's the thing. Can you imagine being in school and getting your report card? The report card came back with a 0. And so you go to the teacher and you say, why did I get a 0? Well, you missed the test that day. Well, you forgot that you had missed school that day, but you got a 0 because you didn't even show up to be able to show the teacher and show your class that you actually had the knowledge to take that test and get it better than a 0. You have to get educated, show up, just like you would that day to take that test. You're showing up every day to take the credit report test, so to speak, educate yourself and begin to start implementing things that can get your credit score up. Another hack would be an authorized user account. A lot of people take advantage of this. I recommend this. I did this for my daughter. I've mentioned this in previous videos. Getting somebody that you know, that you love, that you trust, that's in your family, an aunt, an uncle, grandma, whatever, that has a really solid credit card that they've had open for many, many years, has a low balance, on-time payments, and you can have them add you as an authorized user on the account. If you're married, your wife's got great credit, but you have struggling credit, have your wife add you as an authorized user onto the account so you can begin to start boosting your score, boosting your credit profile. Because again, guys, it's not even about necessarily the score. Yeah, we want to get the score up, but it's about the structure and the intricacies of your credit. How many trade lines do you have? How long have those accounts been open? All of that's very, very important towards the health of your credit report. Another thing is I see a lot of people still being late on their credit cards. And when I ask them, why were you late? And they say, well, it was just an oversight. Guys, there should be no reason for this. We are not in the 1990s where we have to write a check and send it in the mail to our credit card companies. You can literally set up an online presence. You can go in and attach a bank account to the card, and you can literally set it up to take an automatic minimum payment every month so that you're never late. A late payment is 35% of your credit score and will absolutely drive your credit score down. And guys, late payments is one of the things that's hard to overcome, especially getting a mortgage, because typically most loan programs will not allow a more than 1 or 2 times 30 on an account. You start getting 60 and 90 days, now you're completely out of the question, and now you've got to wait a year from the very last late so that you have a 12-month clean history, regardless of what your credit score is. So guys, it's so vitally important that you take this seriously. Another thing you can do is secured loans, a secured credit card, or even a secured loan where you go and you put $500 into a bank account. You ask the bank to give you a $500 or a $400 personal loan. You make a couple payments on it, then you pay it off. And then now you rinse and repeat, and you do that with multiple banks. Now you have multiple relationships. You can self-report your utilities. These are all just little hacks. Again, it's not to cut corners, but it's to allow you to be intentional about things that you can begin to put on your credit report and drive your credit score up and really create a really rich and solid credit profile so that you can play the game, because that's all this is a game. And if you understand the rules to the game, you can win. So just trying to put you on the winning side. If you have any specific questions whatsoever, please reach out. I'll be glad to help you as much as I can. But again, stop depending on other people doing it for you. Learn yourself to do it so that you're empowered to enforce it yourself, especially when you get questions back from these creditors. I hope it's been helpful to you. Until next time, bye for now.